Hello angels, and welcome back to my art channel. Today I want to have like a little chat with you guys about little things that you can do in your business that can help you to become a little bit more organized and productive. This is going to be like a kind of mini video. It's not going to be anything too like serious or anything. I'm personally gonna look at it from like more of an art business kind of perspective. If you are a different type of business, then this will still apply to you. So as an artist, then like my artwork and everything is my business, but there's a lot of different like aspects that go into that business to kind of like try and get as much visibility and traction as possible. So for me personally, this will be like a lot of social medias. So I will have to do things like YouTube videos and Reels, TikToks. The good thing about Reels and TikToks is that you can basically repurpose them to use on the alternating social medias. Then I also have an Etsy store where I sell products of my art. I also have a Patreon, so that's kind of like Etsy, but it's more like an exclusive like membership club and like more like behind the scenes kind of stuff. You do also get like products in a sense of like prints and stickers and things. So the products, the social medias, the exclusivity, the behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff is all stuff that I have to make. It's not just solely art. So you've got a lot of different aspects coming into your business, and you can choose to tailor this to you. For instance, you can choose to not even have like a social media presence and do it a bit differently, just sell things on Etsy and just focus on that. That can also work really well and bring you in revenue. Anyway, so this video is supposed to be about things you can do to be more organized and productive, but I just wanted to kind of like show you all the different things that go into my business and all the different things that I have to try and organize and find time for, whilst also caring for myself and trying to have a social life. Okay, the first thing I want to address is that you're not going to be able to do it all. Like, it's physically impossible, in my opinion, to like go out with friends, see your friends and family all the time, to maintain that like work ethic, like trying to keep on top of all the goals and tasks you've got to do. And then if your business revolves around a craft that can take quite a lot of time to do, like drawing, where it can take like 10 hours for an art piece. So it's impossible to do it all at the same time and to keep it like nice and balanced and to keep yourself like mentally sane, I feel like. But you can have ebbs and flows, and I feel like your art business is very like ebby and flowy. I will have times where, well, at the moment I'm trying to be a little bit more active with YouTube, so I'm recording quite a lot, but before that it would be very, very sporadic. I would focus on one thing and then go back to YouTube, then focus on something else again, and then back to YouTube. So in my opinion, you kind of spend more time on something and not as much on other things, and then you kind of like switch it up. Ideally for me, I would like to have everything kind of balanced, so that's what I'm kind of trying to maintain now. But at the moment, because I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing TikToks and Reels, the thing that is dropping is actually drawing. I haven't had as much time to spend just drawing, but again, like I said, it's ebbs and flows. So I remember, I think it's like last month or the month before that, it was just purely drawing and drawing and Etsy, I think, that I focus mainly on. But with having so much stuff to do, in comes the organization, and I think it's important to be organizing everything because you also need to focus on your well-being and your self-care. The main thing that I do to organize my life is use a yearly planner. So if we take a look at the planner, the one that I use has different sections for all the different days. I feel like there is enough to write down what I'm going to do every day, and I really like this one, especially because it has like the focus of the week up here, so I can just kind of be like, right, this is what I need to do. And it has this like calendar layout, so I can see what is upcoming, because you know, like when you're getting into this kind of time here, you're going to be thinking more about Christmas if you haven't already started to. So around this time I'm probably going to be thinking about like more like modifying my Etsy store, how to refine it a bit more so things are better, and also planning out sales and things like that. So every night before I go to bed, I will sit down and I will write down what the next day is going to be like. I do sometimes write out like a couple days in advance, but I find that difficult sometimes to keep on top of, because I feel like things will change. Like some days you might not be able to get as much done, some days you'll get more done, and then your other days will change. So I do it before I go to bed and I plan out what I'm going to try and do for the next day. I am not a very organized person naturally. I really love organization, but I struggle to like keep on top of it. So I have a lot of these different techniques that I've tried, and I still use a lot of different techniques. So after I have written out what I need to do for the next day, sometimes there will be more like pressing things that I need to do, like things that need to be like at the top of the list, and maybe I haven't written it in that order. And I will use these post-it notes, and I will just put that post-it note, write down what I need to do, put that by my Mac, my computer, and I can just see that and kind of like be constantly reminded that I've got to do it. One thing I did also used to do, if you go back through my old vlogs, you'll see this. I used to write out on a whiteboard everything that month needed to entail, like everything I had to get done, all the sales I was gonna do, and like all the goals I had for like YouTube, for Instagram, for TikTok, all those kinds of things. I don't use it at the moment because I found that I just stopped using it as much. I just wasn't like naturally happening for me, but I want to get it again and try and like implement it a little bit more, try and like solidify it as a habit. And lastly, what I do is I will sometimes write out on a sheet of paper like timed intervals of what I'm going to be doing on that day. I've actually written one out for today because I had so much to do today, and I was like, there is no way I'm going to get this done unless I am like being quite strict with myself and not kind of like procrastinating, which I tend to do a lot. I will pick up my phone and just start looking at TikTok or Instagram. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is kind of like what I write down. The one thing you need to remember is that you do need breaks, okay? Because if you don't plan out these breaks for yourself, what you'll probably end up doing is procrastinating, because what I find for me, my body is like, I need a break, and then I get distracted by something and my body almost like forces the break to happen, and I would much rather have like planned out when I'm gonna do stuff. Don't forget that you need to include when you're going to eat and when you're going to drink in these times as well. Obviously not like when you're going to drink, but when you're going to get a drink. Like make some food, make some drink for yourself, and have that for your first section, and then plan out a break or something in the middle for lunch. And then if you are going to carry on working, obviously plan out your dinner as well. My day is going to stop at dinner, so once it hits dinner time, I won't need to plan out too much of my breaks and stuff. But the breaks are seriously important, and they actually will help you to be more productive. The one thing that I did do today, like alongside this list, is to have alarms. So I put alarms on of my little chunks of time that I had to do stuff, and that at the end of that alarm, if you haven't got it done, then either like wrap it up, finish it, or change around the plan. Like if it really needs to get done, then think, okay, actually, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this last thing on my list, I'm going to have to do the other things instead. Or if you're able to, just literally cut it there, just be like, no, that's it, this is the time that I'm going to stop, so stop there and move on to your next task. But if the next task is a break, then make sure you stop. You can always come back to it. Look after yourself. I don't know if any of that was helpful for you guys. I really hope it was, but it's just things that have been working for me, the things that I've tried out, and I hope that they can really help you to stay productive and organized. Don't forget to take days off as well. You don't want to be like overworking yourself all the time, and you want to be actually wanting to do the stuff you're doing. So really don't burn yourself out, don't stress yourself out. Try and enjoy what it is you're doing. On your days off and things, you can either plan to have a break, as in not see anybody if you're introverted like me and just want to stay at home in bed watching stuff, or you can plan to go out and see your friends and family then. I'll see you in the next video, you guys. Bye!